If I took away your salary today, will your life collapse? Think about it. If you miss one paycheck, will it throw everything into chaos? If your answer is yes, then the truth is you do not have an income problem, you simply have a system problem. Because salary was never designed to be your safety net. It was meant to be your starting capital. It was meant to be your seed. And here is the painful part, that millions of people wake up every day, every month, in 12 months in a year, working extremely hard, getting paid, and then unknowingly they end up eating their future. Let me ask you another question. Why is it some people earn money every single month, or even some they earn money bi-weekly, yet remain stuck financially for years, right? Same job, same salary, same stress, but their life is not moving. They are in a what we call zero grazing state. They are just rotating in one place, depending in salary, So once they receive the salary, they spend the whole of it, and the cycle continue. While others, they are earning almost the same amount of salary or money, but you know what? They are building businesses. They are investing. They are building systems that will work when they are not working. They are building what I call generational wealth, and that is very important to note. And eventually, they are the people we say they have hit the financial freedom mark. It's not by luck, no. It is not by connection. Some of them, ask them, they were not connected by any. They did not know anyone. It's not even by how much they earn. If you go to and ask them their first salary, how much they were paid, you will be shocked. But it's because they know, or it's because of how they perceive or see their salary. Most people see their salary as the survival way or survival means, and a lot of us, we use money as to survive. But today, I want us to challenge our mindset. I want us to think differently. And I want us to know that our salary is not our reward. No. That salary is supposed to be the seed. Okay? And once this revelation settles in our spirit, our mind, our entire financial mindset shifts automatically. What's up, family? This is Isaac Githinji. And if you are new here, this is Aaron Isaac Githinji, a channel that is focused on money matters, how to invest your money, how to save your money, and how to make that money. We also focus on career growth, especially when it comes to nursing career. We focus on personal growth. And the key thing is, we also focus on those real life lessons that will help us to grow better and improve our life and become better version of ourselves in future. So if you're interested in bettering your life, I assure you, you are in a right channel. Okay? So kindly subscribe, like the video, share so that we can grow together. And I believe through God's help, we are going to make a difference this year. So without much ado, let's dive in into this topic. And today's topic is your salary is your seed. So before we continue, we have to know what is the meaning of our salary or your salary is your seed. What does it really mean? So, and we are going to take an example. You are going to use an example with the life of a farmer. All of us, we know the farmer. Or we have seen a farmer. We have witnessed. We grew up. Our parents, they were farming. They were growing grains, maize here and there, the corns and the beans. Okay, our great-great-parents, we saw them. They have lands. And there's something I want us to learn from them. That a farmer, when a farmer receives a seed, he does not cook all of it. No. Okay? He keeps some of them. Actually, he selects the best seed and store it in galleries. Okay? And then, what remaining is the one that he is going to sell and feed the family. And we may not know what is the meaning of this, but I come to relate this. I come to know how these farmers, they are very wise. And if we can borrow this knowledge, I assure you, we are going to see a difference. Because if he eats everything, there is no future to harvest. Okay? Yet this is what we do, most of us. This is the exactly thing what we do, most of us. We eat all of our seed. And we use them 100% to support our lifestyle. We consume 100% of our salary. But remember, even the Bible says that God gives bread to eat and the seed to sow or to plant. So are you going to be the farmer who is going to eat even the seed? And remember, the seed is your tomorrow. So God had an intent that we are going to use the seed to multiply for the sake of our tomorrow. So, and that's why he never gave us the seed only. He gave us the bread because he knew that we need the bread to eat today. But the most important thing is the seed, because it will cater for tomorrow. Okay? So think about it. Most of the time, how many times have you consumed your seed? Unknowingly, even some of us knowingly, by paying rent, by buying food, engaging in things that does not matter. We focus on the wants instead of the needs. The lifestyle inflation, okay, and nothing is left to be planted, and that is the sad truth. Remember, so every month become a survival, not a progress. And this is where most of us we are. That each and every month we are living in a survival state. And umeona wengine, before even the date 15, they are going to ask for salary advancement. Why? Because they have consumed their seed. Instead of saving their seed and planting their seed for tomorrow. So they are living in a survival state. And we are not supposed to live like that. No. We are supposed to progress one step at a time. We are supposed to make a difference. So seeing your salary as a seed, it means this: you have to keep a portion of what you are earning today. Okay? You have to be intentional. Plant it somewhere so that it can grow. Okay? You have to plant it or invest it so that it can create tomorrow's income. Okay? And we can learn a lot about the seed. And one lesson we can learn about the seed is the seed, it has potential once it is being planted. But if you choose not to plant your seed, for example, one grain of maize, that grain of maize, it will remain to be just a one grain of maize if you're not going to plant it. But the moment you're going to plant it in a fertile ground, in a right conducive environment, I assure you that seed, the process of it will first rotten and die. But the moment it germinates, I promise you, we have seen it, we have witnessed it, it end up giving you millions or thousands of bags of maize, right? So if your salary, we know you are not going to plant your salary, it will not grow. And the place where you are going to invest your earnings, your salary matters a lot. And in the next video, I am going to make that video, how we can invest our salary. Okay? So key Bible verses, or before we go to key Bible verses, I want us to know that salary is not the destination. Salary is the starting point. Do not depend on your salary. You know why? Because there is a time will come for you to retire. And you know what you'll go home with? You'll go home with what you are going to plant today, not your salary. No. So your salary is just a starting point. The moment you receive your salary, just know, let it click that I am starting the journey to plant for my tomorrow. Okay? So let us not live in a comfort zone that you think that you will stay, you'll be like that forever. No. A day is coming whereby you will retire. And I ask you one question: what will you go home with? Remember, there will be no salary then. So what you'll go home with is what you are going to plan today. So let's look at the key verses that you are going to measure on. And it is in the book of 2 Corinthians 9:6. And I'm going to use New Version, New International Version. That it says that whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. God does not multiply what we consume. He multiplies what we sow. That is the key thing we have to know. The moment you have consumed your seed, there is nothing that you are going to offer to God so that He can multiply. We know that our God is a God of multiplication. We know that, right? But let me amaze you. He cannot multiply what you have consumed. He even asked Moses, what do you have in your hand right now? So He multiplies what we sow or plant. So if you have nothing to plant, if you have planted nothing, he will not multiply. And you will forever regret. You will forever say that this God is not a faithful God. No, you simply did not know this. So your salary is not just money, it is a potential. And no wonder, we say that the devil does not fight the success, he fights the potential. So no wonder the moment you receive your salary, there are so many doors open. And if you're not going to be keen and wise, okay, you will know that these are things that are here to waste your salary. So your salary is not just your money, it is a potential. It has a full potential to make your future better. So you are the one to realize that, and you are the one to channel that potential you have in a right direction. I was listening to one of our politicians. I will not make or mention name. And he was asked, tell us your net worth. And he said that I have billions of money in stock. I pay some of this company. He has invested in some of this company that the dividend he gets in a month, he doesn't require to go to work or whatever. You know why? Because he planted. Back then, he planted his salary well. So if you're going to plant your salary, your money, I assure you, you are going to reap better. You are going to have great harvest in future. And potential only becomes powerful when it is planted. So you have to plant. It is your obligation. It is your duty to plant your seed. A farmer will remain with the seed forever. But if a farmer decides to plant that seed, remove it from the stalk and plant it, he will have the hope of harvest later. But if you have not planted that seed, you don't even have the hope of future. No. So a potential becomes powerful once it is planted. Always remember that. So the big question is, why most salaries never produce wealth? You have worked, you have received so many salaries, you have so many paychecks. So, and you ask yourself, why that my salary does not produce the wealth that you desire? Most of us, we never thought of the language of money or how money works. You know why? Because it was hidden from us. But now we have come to know the truth. Back then we were taught to go to school, get a better job that have a better pay, and repeat the cycle. Even our government wametuweka in that cocoon of saving little percent. And all of us, as long as umeingia kwa hii system, you will pay something NSSF. And that's what we grew knowing. And that's the painful truth. That the only thing we knew, that you have to go to school, work hard, read, get this better job. But nobody told us the language of money, the language of wealth. Nobody. And unfortunately, some of us, we came to realize, or we came to know the true meaning of money or how money works later. When even some of us, we were about to, to retire. And that's the time we see people, they are pulling their strings all over. It's like a kick of a dying horse. They are trying to build their house, they are trying to start a new business, they are trying to go to school. Yani they are trying so many things in a short time, in a short period of time. You know why? Because nobody told them this. And this is the highest time we have to understand that money, that wealth, it has its own language. It has its own dancing style. And we have to dance according to its rhythm. Okay? So nobody told us how to turn our salary into income assets. Nobody told us how to build system that will work for us. We were told how to be faithful to our employers. But nobody told us how to build the system that will work for us. Nobody. Nobody told us how to partner with God when it comes to financial way. Nobody told us. The only thing we know is tithing. If you go to these, churches, so many churches, you hear about tithing left, right, center. But we have to go beyond tithing. We have to know the true meaning of finance. We have to know what God knows about wealth, about money. Do you think God just sees money as money? Or do you think that God needs your tithe for him to survive? No. He doesn't need your tithe. There are so many principles when it comes to money that we don't know, and we need to know them so that we can see success. So salary becomes a trap instead of a tool. And here is the hard truth, that we are forced to go to work. We are forced to do, painful things and shameful things so that we can have that paycheck. We are forced to sacrifice a lot. Na tumekuwa wafungwa. That if you miss to go to work today, you are not going to be paid. And if you are not going to be paid, your life will be stuck. But let me tell you something. If we are going to change our mindset and plant the salary you are receiving today or the next few months to come, and know that this is a seed that I'm going to plant and expect better harvest in future, the money will not be the trap. The money will not be the tool. Okay? So here's the hard truth, that if your salary only maintains your lifestyle and does not build your future, it is silently keeping you stuck. So if you just depend on your salary to maintain your lifestyle, and it does not build system that will work for you in future, that salary becomes a trap, and it will make your life stuck. You will live in stagnation forever. You will live hands to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. And we have to break this monotony. We have to break this system. So God, so what, you can ask me, so how can we use our money as a salary, our salary as a seed? You know, we have to understand in a biblical manner that God's economy, seed, and the time plus the harvest. So we have to know what God says about the economy, what God says about the seed, and the aspect of time that will help us, you know, to have the harvest. So in Genesis 8:22, I will quote it, and it says that as long as the earth endures or lives, seed times and harvest time will forever never cease, or will forever be there. So key number one is a matter of aspect of time. Okay? Key number two, there will be a seed time and harvest time. Those are the three aspects I want us to talk about today. You know, God designed life to respond to seed. No wonder if we look at the natural fruits, wachana zile zimewekwa GMO and whatever, just a natural fruit, any fruit, you will not lack to see a seed on it. Sorry, in it. You know why? Because God has purpose that after He has given you the fruit, there is a seed for tomorrow. So He has given you the fruit to eat today. For example, that mango fruit. You can eat the flesh of the mango, but the seed of that mango, you are not supposed to touch it. You are supposed to plant it for tomorrow. And that's how God created things. You know, I was asking myself, kama Mungu angekuwa anatuumba kila siku, how many years or days ungefikiria angetuumba? Because we are almost billions of people in the world. But you know what? He created just Adam and Eve only, and He purposed them to multiply. So our God is a God of multiplication. So even us, our salary, we are supposed to multiply it. It is supposed to be the seed. No wonder every natural fruit, it has a seed on it and a fresh to eat. So you have to eat the fresh today, then remember tomorrow you're the one to plant that seed if you want to eat the fresh or the fruit again. But if you are going to eat both the fresh and the seed, just know that automatically tomorrow there's nothing to eat. So we have to plant. And the painful thing is, you might have the seed with you, but you don't want to plant it. You don't want to go harder. You don't want to take another step ahead of planting, prepare the land and whatever. So even if you have the seed and you don't plant it, you are nothing. There's nothing you are doing there. Are we together? So remember that that's how God created things. And that's how nature follows the system that God created. That's no seed, it means there will be no harvest. And I'm wondering and I'm questioning a lot. Easy foods are GMO because most of them, they don't have seed. What will hold our future? Itakuwa aje? Because there will be nothing to plant. And no wonder now there are so many diseases left, right, center. So no seed, no harvest. Wrong seed, wrong harvest. And no patient, no harvest. Those are the three principles that we have to work on them. And they intermarry, they depend on each other. So if you have no seed, don't expect any harvest. If you have the wrong seed, expect the wrong harvest. If you're not going to commit and be patient, remember there will be no harvest. Because this thing, it is taking time. You are not going just to plant today and expect the harvest tomorrow. No. Even naturally, when you plant the maize today, it may take 3 to 6 months for you to harvest. So it takes time. So work on those three principles if you want to see great harvest. If you want to redeem your tomorrow. Your salary represents your seed time. Every time you receive your salary, always remember you have received two things. You have received your fruits and you have received a fruit to eat, that is a bread to eat, and a seed to plant. So you are the one to choose what you do with it. That determines your harvest season. If you decide to eat the both of them, don't expect any harvest. When your partners or your friends are celebrating in terms of harvest season, you don't even expect anything. So let us be practical about it. So here are the ways we can use our salary as a seed. And I will mention 5 ways to plant our salary. Number 1, invest in yourself. When I say invest in yourself, I mean invest, gain new skills, invest in skills, enroll in courses, buy books, mentorship. Skill increases income faster than working harder. And that is the truth. So invest in yourself, make yourself better. Make yourself marketable. Okay? Let people look for you. Are we together? Learn these skills, online skills, that you can do and gain some income. So invest in yourself. That's the number 1. Number 2, you have to start small. Let no one lie to you that the moment you have started, you are going to see a great, manifestation and a great harvest. No. You have to start small. You have to start a side business. Okay? You have to sell something, sell your idea, sell your services. If you are in a service industry, start small. Even the seed never starts big. No. Remember the parable of the mustard seed? Just a small seed. It grew to become a bigger tree that provided shade to the birds and even to you, that provided timber. So start small, but be consistent. Number 3, save with purpose. When I say save with purpose, I want to compare it with that farmer who just store his seed or her seed for the right season. Not all the season is right for you to plant your seed. No. Some of the season are, like in Africa, currently January is a dry season, no rain. So if you go and plant your seed in such an environment, you are going to waste your seed, you are going to waste your time and your resources. So save with purpose. Be like that wise farmer who has understand the patterns of weather patterns, and he knows when to plant, the right time to plant the seed and where. So save with purpose, not just emergency. No. Save it for the opportunity. No, most of us, we are told that we have to save for the emergency. But nobody told us how we can save for the opportunity. Invest wisely. That's another way. Before you invest, you have to do your due diligence, do your research. Okay? Have the knowledge of where you are investing. If you choose to invest in stock, have the knowledge about stock, about shares. Do your research about the company you are going to invest into, or the company you are going to bear their shares. Don't just buy kiholela. No. Take your time, do the research, and know when and where to invest your money. Okay? Know the rate of return of your investment. And finally, is about kingdom giving. If you are a Christian, I know you believe in this. Luke 6:23. Give, and it will be given to you. Ikiwa imesukwa imejazaliwa na imekuwa overflowed, right? So that is a kingdom principle. And to the surprise, most of the Christian ni mkono gumu. They are stingy. And no wonder some of the people like Muslim and Hindus, you see them, they are giving. And it is working for them. Because this is a kingdom principle. And if you're going to practice it, it will work automatically. Even Jesus alisema, I was hungry, but you never came and fed me, right? Nilikuwa uchi, but nobody came and clothed me. That is the principle. That's the kingdom principle. So giving aligns with God's financial system because God is a giver. So let's look at the mindset shift from being a consumer to being a steward. How can we change our mind? Because to work with that system of just consuming, we were not taught how to make things, how to innovate. So how do we change our mindset from being a consumer to being a steward? Because the biggest shift happens when you realize that the money you have is not yours to finish. It is yours to manage. You know why you are managing it? Because God has entitled you. He has entrusted you, sorry, that's the correct word. He has entrusted you with it because of your generation to come. So if you are going to use the money you have right now, thinking that it is yours alone, you are making a very big mistake. Because God has a generation in his mind. He has given you whatever you have right now because he has a generation in mind. Na wewe kama ujui, you are going to consume all of it. And unfortunately, your generation will suffer. So, you have to stop wasting the resources, the money you have. You have to stop wasting it. You have to stop this impulse buying. And you have to start asking yourself the right question. What can I use this money, or how can I use this money so that it can work for me, for you? What can this become in future? Those are the right questions we have to ask. What seed am I planting this month? What harvest do I expect in the next 5 years, 10 years to come? Those are the right questions we have to keep in mind each and every time we receive our salary. So I urge you, and I want to encourage you, you don't need a big salary. No. You don't need millions of money. You need vision. You need to align yourself with how God is seeing. You need to align yourself with the plan of your Maker. That God does not just see today. He has a generation in his mind. And that is the vision. You need to be disciplined. You need to be obedient. One thing I want you to know, that God does not bless the amount. Never. He blessed the stewardship. You know, the parable of those 3 people. One was given 5 gifts, another 2, and another one was given 1. And you know, we all know the story. That person who had 1, alinyang'anywa na akafukuzwa. He was even punished. Because it's not about the amount that God has given you. It is about how you manage it. That is what is looking. That is what is expecting from you. So the person who had 5 and gave another 5 or add another 5, alipewa zaidi, right? And the person who was given 2 and add another 2, alipewa zaidi. But kama ni wewe ambayo umepewa hiyo moja, when uilalie na hata uitumie, just know the punishment is waiting for you. Even hiyo moja uko nayo, God will take it away from you. So, your seed may look small today, and that is the truth, but harvest always starts invisible. You know, when we plant, or when you ask a farmer that how much do you expect out of this a piece of land, they usually tell you that I'm expecting 100 sacks of beans or maize. And if you ask them how much did you plant, maybe watakuambia 1 or 2 kgs. Does that make sense? It's not about how much you plant today. No. Because harvest always starts invisible. And that's the truth. But later, it will amaze you. So, as I am winding up, I want us to know, or to leave you with this, that your salary is not your prison, it is your seed. So you need to plant it wisely, because there is tomorrow. You need to have that in your mind, that God has given you this salary today, not because for you to finish and enjoy yourself. No, he has a future, he has a generation in his mind, and he's expecting you to be a good manager. He's expecting you to be a wise farmer. Plan for your generation. Plan for your future. So, let us use our seed wisely. Let us use our salary wisely. And we are going to enjoy the harvest later. And the best thing is, you are not just going to enjoy alone. You are going to enjoy together with your generation, your children's children. They will appreciate you. They will glorify God because of what you did today. Okay? So, as you are going to receive your first salary this year, just know you have received two things. You have received a bread to eat and a seed to plant. You are the one to make a decision. Are you going to eat all of it and you eat your future? Or are you going to choose the best or keep the best seed and eat the remaining so that you secure your future? It is a decision for you to make. So, if you liked this video, please subscribe, like, turn that notification button, and share it to anyone who may need it. Otherwise, see you in the next video. Adios, guys.